Do you want to do a Pilates class, but you struggle to get up and down off the floor? You can't be on your knees or you have a bad back. Well, this is going to be the class for you. In this class, we'll be doing a chair fusion class using a resistance ball and a band. And we'll take you through some of the common techniques in Pilates that can be done seated and also using the ball. There's so many benefits to doing the combination of these two. For instance, if you have trouble leaning forward to do a hamstring stretch, even an active stretch, and it still hurts your back, we can elevate your leg up on top of the ball and do the same movement and get that same nice stretch, but without hurting your lower back. That's just one example of what we'll be doing in this class today, using the ball and the chair. So I hope you stick around, try this video, and I really hope you like it. All right, so what you're gonna need today for this class is a resistance ball, a sturdy chair, and also a flat band or any kind of resistance band. Tubing will work fine too. If you don't have a ball, I highly recommend you get one because they work for pretty much everything, even just to sit on sometimes. So if you're watching TV, put your feet up on them. These are great. Just order one on Amazon, or pretty much any yard sale I've ever gone to has one for about $1. So what we're gonna do is start off with this ball out in front of your body. We're gonna start with a simple warm up. I wanna teach you how this ball can become so valuable in a chair workout. So the first thing we're gonna do is just rest those hands on the ball, have nice posture. Let's just take a full breath in and out. I want you to relax those shoulders and just lean your head to one side. And then slowly lift your head up and then go to the other side. Let's just go side to side just a few times, just to stretch out that upper neck. And let's do it one more time each side. And now keeping those hands here right on the ball, I want you to press down on the ball a little bit and just lift up on that chest. Now relax the shoulders, roll that ball out in front of you, and exhale, pull the ball back towards you. You're gonna start warming up the core here. We're just digging into that ball with those hands just a little bit, but we're keeping the neck long, and pull it back. Reach it forward and pull it back. You can dig in a little bit more by making a fist and pushing that fist in, and that's where you're gonna feel that core activate. This is one of my favorite series I do with my seniors in my classes, and they absolutely love this. It's been a big game changer for a lot of people that thought they could not do Pilates. I found a lot of creative ways that we can implement these two in this fusion class. Now we're going to take it to one side. We're going to rest one hand and take it across the body. I want you to look over the shoulder as you stretch to the side, and then we're going to pull it back. Let's do 5 on this side. Stretching forward, looking over that shoulder. And again, take a nice deep cleansing breaths while we do that. Again, be aware of the space between your shoulder and your ear. We have to break the habit of shrugging the shoulders. We do it a lot. Sitting up tall each time. Let's go and take it to the other side, dropping that one hand back, looking over the shoulder as we reach and lift tall. And reach and lift. Reach and lift. Let's just do that one more time. And last time. Now let's just take that and go side to side. So this is just a little bit more of a workout now. We're coming through. We're still actively stretching, but now we're working the obliques. We're gonna let one hand pass behind. And the great thing about this is that we're supported in that lower back and we can do this movement. Whereas when we do this on the floor, we don't have that back support. So we don't get to work those muscles. We're limited by our lower back and our hips. But here you're more free to continue this movement. You're gonna feel the back of the legs starting to warm up. Those muscles are working too. Hamstrings and glutes. The weight is on the heels, so you're gonna activate that part of your legs. Let's just do 2 more to each side. All right, last 2 right here. Nice deep breath in as we stretch and lift. Again, digging into that ball just that little bit, and let's come back up. Now I'm gonna have you take your leg and just put it right up there on the ball. The first thing we wanna do is the active hamstring stretch. Now I'm gonna flex my foot, but you can keep your foot relaxed as well. Sitting up tall, placing one hand in front, we're just gonna reach towards that foot, and then just start by sitting up tall and bringing that elbow back. I'm always gonna start you at the simplest, easiest way to do an exercise, and I'm gonna progress it to where you can make it a little bit more challenging. Anytime I lean you forward at the hip, no matter what we're doing, I want you to draw those abs in, navel to spine. I'm going to add a little reach up, and now I'm going to chop that hand down, and I'm going to lift up through those back muscles. Good. Now, if I want to drop this arm down, that's going to make it more challenging. I'm going to let that hand disappear behind, and now I'm actively working the muscles in my lower back, bringing that body back upright. So we're just going to stretch and lift, and that stretch should feel good. Now, this next part is pretty eye-opening. It's a way to do what's called a P&F stretch, but we're going to do it using the ball, also activating your core and getting more flexibility in the hamstrings. Again, without getting up or down off the floor. Yay! Let's hold it right here. Now we've got that loosened up just a little bit, so we're ready for this P&F stretch. I'm going to have you hold on tight and flex that foot, and now I want you to start pushing your leg into that ball so you feel the muscles in the leg and also in your core just tightening up. Keep pushing down into that ball hard as you can. In 3, 2, 1, reach forward. Now you have about a second or two before that muscle reflex kicks in to lean forward and deepen your stretch. Just hold it there. Lift your tailbone towards the ceiling, pull those abs in tight, and just hold it right here. Now we're going to slowly back out of that. Sit up tall, and we're going to do that again. Ready? Push hard as you can. Hold on to that chair. Keep that chest lifted. Breathe. Exhale. Keep pushing for 3, 2, and let's release. And now I'm even further forward. Each time I do this, I'm going to get further into the stretch. Now you can do this about 2, 3 to 5 times and keep increasing. But when you get to where you feel a good stretch and it doesn't hurt your lower back, you're just going to keep holding it here for about 30 seconds. So I'm only going to do 2 of these today, but feel free on your own to do this more often. This is a workout you can do every single day. We're not overloading any of your muscles, but also listen to your body. And if you're sore, you need a day or 2 off, let your body rest. All right, very slowly coming up out of that. Now, another thing that we'll do in a chair class is we'll do something called a knee pull, where you have to lift that knee up to stretch the glutes. For some people, the hips or the lower back, it's just not happening. It doesn't feel comfortable or good. I see them wincing. So if you use that ball, you can pull that knee in and bring it back out. Let's just start right there. Again, my foot is flexed or just neutral spine. I'm sitting up tall. If I need to use the back rest, I've got it right here. I like you to work those posture muscles because the more we work them, the better, but it's okay on this one to go ahead and use that. Now, what if I just grab behind the knee and I just ease it in? Again, I'm supported with that ball. Then I can roll it back out. Now I'm working the hamstring, digging that in and pulling that knee into that glute stretch. And then I'm coming back out. Isn't that awesome? Doesn't this just feel so good? I love to look out at my class and see nothing but smiles and just amazement that they went, wow, I can actually do this. Let's keep pulling that in and out. And that's going to take us to our next stretch, with the glute stretch. Now, traditionally, glute stretch, you either sit in a chair with your foot crossed over like this, or you stand with your foot up, and then you lean forward. Now, for some people, this bend in the knee, it's just a little bit too much. So we're going to do the same stretch, but we're just going to borrow the ball. I'm going to put my leg at a slight diagonal, and I'm going to pull it towards me, and then I'm going to lean forward. I'm holding onto that chair. I've got my chest lifted. I've got those abs tight. And now if I want a little deeper stretch, I'm just going to move it towards me a little bit more. You can control how much of a bend is in that knee right now. You can lean towards your thigh. You can lean towards your foot. Everybody's going to be different where they want this stretch. So explore your stretches from here all the way around. Maybe just more forward feels better for you. Coming in deeper, leaning forward more. And again, holding stretches for about 30 seconds. And let's come up and let's do the other side. That should feel pretty good on that side. Now we get to do it all over again. So again, we're going to start with just that active stretch, tailbone lifted, abs tight. Let's reach forward. Start by just pulling the elbow to the side. I always start this way, just in case you have a shoulder issue and you don't want to just raise that hand up overhead. You can add that arm raise at any time. But again, if your shoulder says, no, I don't think so, you stay right here. So again, lifting up. Feeling pretty brave, so I'm going to let go of that chair and come up and down. reach, and lift. Taking those nice, deep, full breaths in. Loving how it feels to stretch your body and work back muscles all at the same time. Let's do just a couple more to loosen that up. And again, you can do these as long as you want to. If you want to do a couple more, it's feeling good, keep going while I talk you through the next transition. All right, here comes that PNF stretch. So here's the one where we're going to either use that back rest or just stay right where you are, tall posture, and let's push down hard as you can. Keep pushing. Just feel that leg fighting for it. Feel that core tightening up. Resist the urge to do this. And in 3, 2, 1, release, quickly reaching forward and holding that stretch. Lifting that tailbone up is going to tilt that pelvis and even stretch it further without coming further forward at the hip. As we slowly come up, resume your posture. And again, pushing down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep pushing. And in 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, now this is the one we're going to hold a little bit longer. Notice how much further forward I am than when I started. Now, the reason I don't hang my head down is because it puts more pressure on my back. My head is heavy, so if I'm looking down at my knee, you're going to feel more pressure in the lower back. So just look right past your foot. Keep that neck neutral with that chin down just a little bit. And abs tight as we hold this stretch. And sitting up tall, we're going to move that ball up just a touch so our foot's right in the center. Back rest or no back rest, let's do those knee pulls, starting by just rolling in and rolling out. Now, if you need to make a little bit more room, just move this leg out a little bit. Your ball might be bigger than mine. And decide if you want to go ahead and grab that knee and ease it in for a deep stretch and push it back out. Dig into that ball just a touch and roll in and roll out. Pull and release. And it's okay to turn that knee out a little bit too. Sometimes I'll have people that feel a little more comfortable with a slightly rotated out knee. Whether they just have belly fat here and they feel like they're just pulling it right into that, or it hurts their hips. You can just rotate it out. You're still going to get a good stretch. Don't let your body limit you. We've got this. Let's do one more, and then we're going to take it into that stretch for the glutes. So just keep the ball in and just lean right into it. Now, if you feel like you needed to adjust that, just take the ball out and just find the bend in your knee. Maybe you had a knee replacement on this knee and it just doesn't bend very far. You just keep it right there and start that forward lean. Hold onto the ball or your chair, wherever you feel comfortable, and just abs tight as we hold this stretch. Explore the stretch. Try some different directions. I'm going to remind you about that a lot. There's no one way to do a stretch. Everybody's different. We all have different needs. Just make sure you're feeling it, but you know the difference between hurt and it just is like, it feels good, but I'm stretching. There's a big difference. If it's pain, stop immediately. And any of the exercises we do in this class, if it hurts, you just stop. Good. Now we've got everything nice and stretched out. And we're going to bring it up right here. And take a deep breath in and out. All right, we're ready to start doing a little bit more active work. So we're going to grab our band and we're going to set this ball aside for just a second. So while our lower back recovers from what we just did, I like to go back and forth between upper body and lower body exercises. So I love to use this resistance band. If you don't have a resistance band, you can always do the movements without using your band. The first thing that we're going to do is just find a comfortable band. I recommend either light or medium resistance. And we're going to raise those arms up comfortably, and we're just going to pull down and lift up. Now, when we're pulling this band down, we're working those upper back muscles that are in charge of your posture. You're keeping the chest tall. And if it feels too easy, you just walk those hands a little closer. What I love about bands too is if you have arthritis in your hands, which I do, it's easy to grip just with the tops of my fingertips. You can also wrap it around like this and it'll just stay in place. So we're sitting tall, we're pulling. And if you're feeling it in the neck or shoulders, just go ahead and bring it a little bit lower instead of up so high overhead. Let's keep those knuckles facing me as you're pulling with wrists are straight. Exhaling on that pull. Good, let's keep this going. Just enough to feel a gentle warming in those muscles. Our muscles need to know that we're using them so we don't lose them. We want to keep our strength, build our strength. Keep the communication channels open in our body. Good, let's do one more of these. Awesome. Now we're just going to take this and we're going to put it behind your chair. I like to do the chest press with the band behind the chair because that way we can activate the core. If you're sitting against the backrest, you're not going to use your core. If you're sitting away from it, you're going to feel those abs tighten and you're stabilizing with the core. So let's start you back against that backrest and just one arm at a time. We're just going to push those hands out to the front. I always start with one at a time because two will be harder. And again, if you're not using a band, just move the arms. Okay, let's take it to both and just see how that feels real quick. So take those arms, press out from the body, bring it back slow and controlled, but you're not going to let the elbows sneak all the way back here. You want to keep those elbows right in front of the rib cage on the return to keep that rotator cuff safe in the shoulder. Now we're going to go ahead and just scoot forward just a little bit more. Again, check the elbow position. Start with that one at a time. There you go. Oh, there's my core. It's working. You're feeling it. So you're exhaling right here. We're still sitting tall. And if you need to adjust the tension on the band, you just simply walk out so you have a little bit more. Now let's try both and back. How about a big exhale on that squeeze? And just pushing those hands towards me. Exhale, inhale. Now sometimes I like to add a little bit of lower body to this too, just to get that heart rate up. So I'm going to take one heel forward, and then I'm going to tap the other heel forward. And again, adding a little bit of lower body is just going to increase my heart rate, but you don't have to. If this feels pretty easy to you and you want to just take it to a knee extension and a kick, this is a great time to do that too. You have choices. Again, I'll always start easy and I'll work to more challenging. Let's keep looking straight ahead. So focused on keeping those shoulders down. That core strong and tight. Heart rate is coming up here. Let's do just a couple more. And let's rest. Let go of one side and relax. Now, we're going to set these bands down. After you set your bands down, we're going to grab the ball again. We're going to let that upper body rest. We're going to open. We're going to hold with the pads of your fingers as we squeeze into the ball. Now we're going to be lifting with the lower back. So the first thing I want you to do is scoot all the way to the edge, chest lifted, grab down on that ball, squeezing, and just simply lift the ball up, bring it back down. And see how that feels. Lift. I try and do functional training for the things that you should be doing to keep you stronger for life, for stuff that we're going to do around the house or out in the garden. This movement is something we need to do. You're digging off those heels. You're engaging the lower back. You're not shrugging and lifting with the shoulders. You're lifting from that core. Now we're going to come up and you're going to pull that ball towards you, and then we're going to push it to the side. We're going to bring it back to the chest. We're going to lower it down. This will be the easier of the two. Up, turn, center, down. Now, the further away my arms go from my body, the more challenging this is going to be. So if I keep my arms straight and then I add that turn and then center, that's going to be more resistance. Again, you're still squeezing with the pads of the fingers, lifting up and turning, center and down. Lift, turn, and notice my head is following the movement. Lift, let your eyes follow that ball, and you'll know how far you should rotate. Your body will tell you. So here's that rule about leaning forward at your hip. Abs are tight right here before you start the movement. And again, we're going to feel the lower body work in here too. You're going to feel some warming in the back of your legs. this work is, it's a lot of muscles are working here. That's all I can say. That's why the heart rate's coming up. There's more demand on the heart because we're working hard. Now, I'm going to spice this movement up by just coming up and lifting at a diagonal. Modification. We're just going to lift that ball and bring it to here. Let's see how that feels first. And then see how far down that you can go before your body says, no, thank you. Maybe here, maybe just pull it into the body, lift and twist. Otherwise, we're down and lift. Functionally, this one's a good one. If you live somewhere where it snows and you have to shovel, or if you work in the garden and you're doing hoeing or shoveling, this is a muscle right here that you have to keep strong in this movement pattern. We have to lift and turn with a little bit of resistance. Good, let's do a couple more of those. I'm feeling those already. Very nice. And let's set that ball down. And now we're just going to go ahead and relax and recover. I want you to put your elbows on the ball, bring the head down, and relax. Take the ball to one side. And let's switch that stretch to the other side. Come back to the center. Roll that ball back towards you. And this next exercise is actually for your pelvic floor and your inner thighs. And I like to call it the giant thigh master. So I have my heels kind of dug in so they're kind of tucked underneath. My knees are right to the sides. This is where if you have a really big ball at home and you have short legs, you might need a smaller ball. You'll find that out really quick. I want you to sit up tall and I want you to do a Kegel type squeeze, drawing that pelvic floor as tight as you can. Keeping your shoulders relaxed, I want you to take a breath in and then exhale and just squeeze your knees into the ball. And you're going to feel it from the inner thighs all the way in through that pelvic floor. Now we just slowly relax. Take a breath. Exhale, squeeze into that ball. Sitting tall like there's a rope pulling you straight up to the ceiling. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Now I'm actually going to show you how we can make this one harder. If you're happy, stay here. Don't do anything else. Now what I'm going to do while you continue doing these squeezes, I'm going to back up. I'm going to put my feet on that ball. And you want to still be close to the edge of your chair. In fact, I backed up a little too far. Now what I want to do is I'm going to hold on to this ball. I'm going to grab it with my legs. I'm going to hold on to that chair and I'm going to squeeze and I'm going to lift that ball up just for a second. You might be shocked that you can actually do that. So using those lower abs and hip flexors now, squeeze and lift that ball. Nice tall chest, hold on tight, breathe and lift. We're going to try and do about 10 of these. Again, you might only be able to lift it about this high off the floor. That's okay. We're going to progress you. You're going to get stronger. You just have to do this consistently. Doing this workout one time is not going to give you the results that you're looking for. 2 to 3 times a week, you should be doing these exercises and stretches. Exhale, lift. And I know you're feeling those inner thighs right now. They're going to be the first ones to talk in this exercise. Let's do a couple more. Breathe it out. And last one. Awesome. Now I'm going to have you scoot to one side, hold on to that ball, and reach down to the floor. And then we'll come up and over to the other side, reach down to the floor. Now, if you want a little deeper stretch than that, this is the same as doing a runner's lunge on the floor. So back in the day, we used to do this stretch where you'd sit on the floor and you'd have one leg back and you'd stretch. Then they modified it to here, but you still have to get up and down and be able to bend at the hip. So if you do this stretch with your ball and you have your leg up here and open to the side, you can come in and get that stretch. And it'll still feel really good. You can even drop this knee down and behind that chair and come in for that stretch. Your body will let you know how far you can go in this stretch. Okay, so what's next? Our next exercise, if you have your chair out in the open like this, I'm going to need you to put it against a wall. I'm going to show you one more exercise of how you can do a ball plank with a ball that you can actually do. So stay tuned. Ball planks, kneeling, putting your elbows on the ball and either lifting your knees off the floor for what's called a bear or coming up into a ball plank. Now this is a great exercise, but for a lot of seniors, that's not going to happen. The first thing, the easiest way to do this type of exercise is just to put the ball against a wall, put your elbows in it, walk yourself back and physically push into there. And then you can bend the knees a little bit and then you can come back up. You're going to feel a lot of shaking going on and it's relatively easy on the knees, shoulders, and the back. Now, if you want to make that just a little bit harder, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to lean right here. Walk your feet out wide. The wider your feet are, the more comfortable you'll feel. Adjust forward to your shoulders are right over the top of your elbows. Look straight ahead. Bend those knees for bear. Come back up. Inhale, drop down just a little bit. Exhale, come back up. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. If I want more balance, I'm going to walk my feet in closer. I'm just going to hold this plank. Now, when you want to come in, you're just going to step one foot in. If you have a bad knee, make sure you step in with your good knee. Come back up and rest. Walk it back out and hold. Now, let's just go ahead and straighten those legs. Bring those hips back for a nice stretch. And then slowly come back up nice and slow. So I hope you learned a couple new exercises that you can do. Doing Pilates moves with a ball and a chair. I'll have lots more videos coming at you, so make sure you subscribe. If you hit that notification bell, you won't miss any of my new videos. So I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.